Hi, I'm Jeff Wimmer from Studio Cycles and StudioCycles.com, and in this short YouTube video I want to talk about customer reviews on the Schwinn AC Sport. Now, I have been doing indoor group cycles for close to 20 years. I don't know anybody else in the industry or the free world that has the depth or scope of experience that I have. I've taught thousands of classes. I've written a dozen of the most comprehensive, respected technical manuals specifically to the indoor cycling industry. If you call a lot of the biggest manufacturers in the industry, in the indoor cycling industry, they have my manuals next to their phones for their tech support hotlines. I've built, tuned, refurbished, and installed tens of thousands of these bikes over the last 15 to 20 years. I have the only brick and mortar indoor cycling retail stores in the world. I have the largest indoor cycling specific multi-brand warehouse in the world. And I ride and tune every single bike that I sell. And I was a consultant on the AC series bikes for Schwinn for 2 years, or almost 2 years before they released the bikes. And I was just awarded the fastest growing national distributor award from Stairmaster Schwinn for 2011 at the IRSA fitness trade show here in Los Angeles a few weeks back. So I am qualified to report this. Now here is my take on online reviews. Number one, almost every other company that every other company that I know of that sells the Schwinn AC bikes, specifically the AC Sport, they do one thing. They process a credit card, they send you a box. That is it. That's the extent of their involvement. End of story, point blank, done. When we sell an AC Sport to a consumer or put it into a club, first of all, we don't build it like a piece of furniture from IKEA. So if you do go somewhere and test the bike, it was most likely built fast and with conventional wisdom. Bolted together, voila, there's your bike. When we build an AC Sport, we actually tear the bike apart before we build it. We do a drivetrain treatment, we chase thread barrels, we align, tension, lubricate. We have a 35 to 40 step build process. We call it the quiet tune build process. And the last thing that happens to that bike before it goes into a box or it goes into a club is my ass is on the seat and I ride, test, and tune, align, and tension every single bike that leaves my company, period, without exception. So when that happens, you end up with a commercial bike, the most evolved bike series in the fitness industry today, the Schwinn AC series bikes, and you end up with a bike that's optimized to perfection. Now, online reviewers, they tend to have a limited scope. Maybe your instructor rides a bike and that's my favorite bike. That's the bike you have to have. Why? Because you like it and it's the only bike you know of and you've been riding it for the last 5 years? Bad idea. You may be shorter. You may be taller. You might be a cyclist. You might be a non-cyclist. Things like aggressive inertia, Q factor, biomechanics in the front of the bike, the back of the bike. There are a lot of things that come into play when choosing the right bike. Multiple parties. Maybe your husband's taller than you are. Maybe you're 5'2" and your husband's 6'1". There are certain bikes that work great for multiple parties. There are other bikes that work specifically to a certain size person and their scope of experience, particularly if you're a non-cyclist. Or maybe you're a runner and you're trying to rehab knees and you want to not get surgery, but you want to get all those years of impact countermeasured with a type of exercise that will promote rehabilitation and healing. There are bikes that are perfect for that. There are bikes that are horrible for that. So the Schwinn AC Sport has the most magnets. It has the strongest bottom bracket. It has the most dynamic handlebars. It has the first comfortable aero position I've seen on a bike ever. Flat spots with the forearms and a nice biomechanical radius that fits the natural curve of the forearm when you engage the aero position. Why am I going on and on about aero positions? Because if you want to work the butt, the quads, and the core, and you engage in aero position, load the resistance, drop your heels, and grind from the saddle, there isn't any exercise I've ever seen in my life that hits butts, quads, and core like a seated climb with resistance in the Aero position, and the AC Sport will do that for you. We also have a smoking deal on that bike. Again, it's June 22nd, 2012. We've got the 2012 Schwinn AC Performance Pro-Built, hand-tuned with the $500 M-Power wattage-based console for $1449 with free 5 to 6 day fully insured UPS door-to-door shipping. You can call me directly, 888-909-BIKE, 310-664-1375, or cell phone 818-470-2204. You can call me 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. 7 days a week, and you talk to me. If you ever have a problem with your bike, I don't tell you to call the manufacturer, which is what you'll get from anybody else. You have a problem, you have a question about your bike, you talk to me directly. We sold over 900 bikes last year. I've had very, very few calls. We had 2 UPS claims last year out of all the bikes we shipped out because our packaging, even our packaging, is absolutely extraordinary compared to what everybody else does, which is simply process your card, grab a box, put it on the truck, see you later. Oh, you got a problem with your bike? Call the company that made the bike. Not with us. Never. It's never been that way. It never will be that way. I'm Jeff Wimmer from Studio Cycles and StudioCycles.com. I'm going to give you those phone numbers one more time. 888-909-BIKE, 310-664-1375, cell phone 818-470-2204. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and best of luck to you on your road to health and fitness.